J.R.R Tolkien was an English writer and philologist. He was the author of the high fantasy works The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. From 1925 to 1945, Tolkien was the Rawlinson and Bosworth Professor of Anglo-Saxon and a Fellow of Pembroke College, both at the University of Oxford. Born January 3, 1892, Bloemfontein, South Africa. Died September 2, 1973, Bournemouth, United Kingdom. There are some things that it is better to begin than to refuse, even though the end may be dark. A hunted man sometimes wearies of distrust and longs for friendship. Many are the strange chances of the world, said Mithrander, and help oft shall come from the hands of the weak when the wise falter. It is no bad thing to celebrate a simple life. Deep roots are not reached by the frost. For we put the thought of all that we love into all that we make. I will not walk backward in life. All have their worth and each contributes to the worth of the others. There is nothing like looking, if you want to find something. The world is indeed full of peril, and in it there are many dark places. True education is a kind of never-ending story, a matter of continual beginnings, of habitual fresh starts, of persistent newness. Adventures are not all pony rides and May sunshine. Folk in those stories had lots of chances of turning back, only they didn't. They kept going. Because they were holding on to something. That there's some good in this world, Mr. Frodo. And it's worth fighting for. If most of us valued food and cheer and song above hoarded gold, it would be a merrier world. Elvish singing is not a thing to miss, in June under the stars, not if you care for such things. This is the ending. Now not day only shall be beloved, but night too shall be beautiful and blessed, and all its fear pass away. Out of the darkness of my life, so much frustrated, I put before you the one great thing to love on earth, the blessed sacrament. There you will find romance, glory, honor, fidelity, and the true way of all your loves upon earth. How do you pick up the threads of an old life? How do you go on, when in your heart you begin to understand? There is no going back? There are some things that time cannot mend. Some hurts that go too deep, that have taken hold. Nobody believes me when I say that my long book is an attempt to create a world in which a form of language agreeable to my personal aesthetic might seem real. But it is true. Love not too well the work of thy hands and the devices of thy heart, and remember that the true hope of the Noldor lieth in the west, and cometh from the sea. I desired dragons with a profound desire. Of course, I in my timid body did not wish to have them in the neighborhood. But the world that contained even the imagination of Fafnir was richer and more beautiful, at whatever the cost of peril. I don't know half of you half as well as I should like, and I like less than half of you half as well as you deserve. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given us. If more of us valued food and cheer and song above hoarded gold, it would be a merrier world. The world is indeed full of peril, and in it there are many dark places, but still there is much that is fair, and though in all lands love is now mingled with grief, it grows perhaps the greater. It's a dangerous business, Frodo, going out your door. You step onto the road, and if you don't keep your feet, there's no knowing where you might be swept off to. Do you wish me a good morning, or mean that it is a good morning whether I want it or not, or that you feel good this morning, or that it is a morning to be good on? War must be, while we defend our lives against a destroyer who would devour all. But I do not love the bright sword for its sharpness, nor the arrow for its swiftness, nor the warrior for his glory. I love only that which they defend. There is nothing like looking, if you want to find something. You certainly usually find something, if you look, but it is not always quite the something you were after. Many that live to deserve death, and some that die to deserve life. Can you give it to them? Then do not be too eager to deal out death and judgment. So comes snow after fire, and even dragons have their endings. May the wind under your wings bear you where the sun sails and the moon walks. It does not do to leave a live dragon out of your calculations, if you live near him. Where there's life there's hope. In sorrow we must go, but not in despair. Behold, we are not bound forever to the circles of the world, and beyond them is more than memory. It is not the strength of the body that counts, but the strength of the spirit. It is not despair, for despair is only for those who see the end beyond all doubt. We do not. The world is full enough of hurts and mischances without wars to multiply them. I feel thin, sort of stretched, like butter scraped over too much bread. Don't go where I can't follow. There is more in you of good than you know, child of the kindly West. Some courage and some wisdom, blended in measure. If more of us valued food and cheer and song above hoarded gold, it would be a merrier world. I do not love the bright sword for its sharpness, nor the arrow for its swiftness, nor the warrior for his glory. I love only that which they defend. Well, here at last, dear friends, on the shores of the sea comes the end of our fellowship in Middle-earth. Go in peace. I will not say, do not weep, for not all tears are an evil. In a hole in the ground there lived a hobbit. Not a nasty, dirty, wet hole, filled with the ends of worms and an oozy smell, nor yet a dry, bare, sandy hole with nothing in it to sit down on or to eat. It was a hobbit hole, and that means comfort. There are no safe paths in this part of the world. Remember, you are over the edge of the wild now, and in for all sorts of fun wherever you go. Never laugh at live dragons, Bilbo, you fool. And some things that should not have been forgotten were lost. History became legend. Legend became myth. And for 2,500 years, the ring passed out of all knowledge.